I just wanted to be an actor, and I wanted to be, in a film like Dil Chahta Hai. And little did I know that the dream was going to come true, because I got to literally debut with Farhan Akhtar. I remember after getting that call from Gattu, from Abhishek Kapoor, I was like, oh, maybe this is a prank call, with Farhan, where do I start? I mean, that man is a genius. That's it. He said that Naga Chaitanya and I are very clear. We want you for this part, and he has the best cloud kitchen in Hyderabad. Oh my God, that food is
और क्या चाहिए?
Amazing.
You were one of the first people who made that successful transition from the small to the big screen.
But after my debut in Rock On, I saw so many amazing debuts, be it Ayushmann and Yami, be it Sushant, be it so many amazing people. But with Manoj sir, with Manoj Bajpayee, I mean, come on, that living legend, how do you not feel intimidated?
How do you react to the memes that you see of Kasamh Se coming even today?
I love that people still remember the show.
Ram sir and Ekta were like your first mentors. When they got to know that you are actually gotten a film offer, what was their reaction? Were they supportive, and how did they kind of reacted to it?
The sense of pride and the happiness I saw on their faces at the time, almost like as if, oh my God, this is our little girl, and now she's going to do this. It feels rather unfortunate that television went down a route where there was content which still is very regressive.
Is Rock On 3 on the cards? What is happening? Because we want it, you want it, we all want it. What is happening?
Oh my God.
Are you guys planning it? My next guest has been showing and proving her acting prowess on every medium out there, be it the small screen, the big screen, or the OTT. And I have loved her since I have seen her first in Kasamh Se, and I must say that my love for her has only grown. And I think more than her acting, I love her the way she carries herself in person. This is my first time seeing it up close and personal, but before that, whatever I've seen through media and whatever, but I must say she has always been an inspiration in the way she leads her life. And today I feel excited and ecstatic as I'm in the company of Prachi Desai. So firstly, Prachi, welcome to Bollywood Bubble.
This is so sweet. Thank you.
Arey, you deserve this sweetness. You deserve this sweetness.
But this is so sweet. Thank you. That's very sweet of you.
You have actually kind of shattered the glass ceiling for a lot of people. The reason I say inspirational is not because just for the sake of saying it, it actually has been. As we were discussing before the camera rolled also, you're one of the first people who took that plunge of quitting TV and moving on to the big screen. Yeah. And at that time, it was a very uncertain thing to do because the success ratio was very small. Yeah. For you to leave it at your highest, when you are not from the film industry, you were coming from outside, and you get a certain stability, the financial stability that you get. That is much more difficult to leave behind when you are coming from outside. How difficult did it get to actually convince yourself, let alone others, convince yourself that now I need to move on to the bigger picture, literally?
Oh my God, where do I begin? Rock On happened when I was 19. And at the time, I had done 2 years of television. I mean, almost, not completely, but almost 2 years of television. So for a teenager, like me, I had absolutely no clue about, any world, TV world, film world, none of it. But, Dil Chahta Hai was my most favorite movie ever. And I think all my schooling life, I think I just wanted to be an actor, and I wanted to be, in a film like Dil Chahta Hai. And little did I know that the dream was going to come true, because I got to literally debut with Farhan Akhtar. So I think that was like the best, anyone could ask for. Yeah. Honestly, when the movie happened, like you said, yes, there were so many things running in my mind because it was all too sudden. It was just too quick. I was doing Kasamh Se, I was doing Jhalak Dikhla Ja, and I got a call for Rock On. So much so that, it was tough at the time. Our shooting hours used to be tough because there's an episode every day that you have to deliver. I also had to rehearse for the day for the dance show and perform there. So there was no time. And I remember after getting that call from Gattu, from Abhishek Kapoor, I was like, oh, maybe this is a prank call, this can't be true. Why would Gattu want me to be this particular person in his movie? And I was like, okay, never mind. So I didn't give it a second thought. I genuinely thought it was a prank call. But yes, before that, I think a couple of movie offers had come. But I was so fortunate to kind of get very good I'd say opinions or kind of suggestions from people who said that, maybe this doesn't sound like the best thing to do at this point. So I just let them pass. And when Rock On happened, actually, I, of course, I didn't take Gattu's call seriously at the time, but then it was one of our creative heads of the show that I was doing at the time. And she said, oh my God, they're trying to reach you because, they want you in their film. And that's when I realized that, okay, this is all genuine. This is, happening. And I went and met Gattu. And Farhan and I did a scene together because I was 19 and, they wanted to see if Farhan and I would look good together and, of course, appropriate for the part. And that's it. There was no turning back from there. For me, it happened so instantly that I'm so glad and I'm so happy. Nobody gave me the chance or the time to think of, oh, but what are the pros, what are the cons? Because I think the best things in life, they happen when you don't overthink it, when you just take the plunge. And this was a no-brainer according to me. For me, it was a dream come true. And it proved to be that. But nonetheless, I think that experience, that unconventional debut, you don't imagine most people debuting in films with a role like that. But it happened and I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah, and at the age of 17, 18, like people, we don't know what to eat. Taking a decision of what to eat, like even in this age it is difficult, but yeah.
I still can't make up my mind about what I want to order.
And you were taking such big decisions about your career. Was that responsibility was also hanging over your head that whatever I'm doing now is going to shape up how the rest of my life is going to be? And at this age, because the experience of life is also quite less, you have not, you are still kind of listening to your parents, you are listening to the people around you, taking that responsibility over you. Did that ever weigh on you?
If I have to look back and think back, I always feel like as a teenager, the kind of spirit I had, I feel like I want to feel that again because I was not scared of anything. Be it an unconventional television debut, I was 17, but I was playing the role of a much older girl, and then Rock On, just taking those chances. I think that at the time, I definitely had like a sense of focus that, when the opportunity came, I was able to kind of recognize it and also take an action on it. And I love the fact that, I think it was because of how inexperienced I was that I didn't have the chance to sit and mull over something. I just knew that, oh my God, there's an opportunity right here. Even in the coming years, like if I have to think of me 5 years later or 10 years later, wouldn't this be something that I actually want to do? And I was like, yes, this is. So what if I'm a teenager, but I have to play the role of somebody else? I thought to myself that if 5 years later this film had come to me, I would definitely do it. So why not now? Let's just go for it. And that worked. And to be honest, I've never been able to do that again ever because things change with your years, with your experience, all of that. Your outlook towards things changes. So today, the way I chose a role or a project is a bit different because you're weighing so many pros, cons and things around it versus at that time. And I think that's why I was able to make some of the best decisions of my life without being worried. I think at that time I was also not, like you said, that kind of a responsibility, did it weigh me down? At that time, it just did not. Maybe now today I would think of, oh, but how will this fare? And I hope that, this does well and those kind of things. At that time, there was no question. I used to just think that, what? You give it your best shot and it will be the best.
And it turned out in your favor. But somewhere do you miss that spontaneity of yours?
Absolutely. It's more exhausting now mentally than it was at that time. I think that fearlessness and just being able to be, like I said, more spontaneous about actions and about things. I do miss it.
But credit to your choices, you have got to work like while the parts have been great, also your co-stars have been great. Like in TV, you work with the TV royalty Ram Kapoor. Then you have worked with Abhishek Bachchan, Ajay Devgn, Emraan Hashmi, on OTT, Manoj Bajpayee. Now when you have delved into Telugu, you have delved with Naga Chaitanya. Like there has been like constant, there's a regular thing that the co-stars of Prachi Desai have to be. I feel like now it's a responsibility of filmmakers as well. If Prachi is there, the co-star have to be great as well. So when you look back at all the names that you have worked with, does it fill you with a sense of validation as well that these people who are known outside for being a part of changing, evolving cinema or evolving projects, whose names are considered with some of the best things, you are also associated with them. Does that give you a sense of validation, a sense of pride?
First of all, ask the directors that when they cast them, don't they think that they deserve to work with Prachi Desai?
Exactly.
Guys, I'm kidding. But, you know, I have to say that it's so nice that I've been blessed to have worked with all of these amazing people you just mentioned. First, starting with Ram, because, you know, I did my first ever project with him. And I spent a considerable amount of time, you know, at that point, I had no clue about facing the camera, the direction, in the sense, you know, I wouldn't know if it's my back to the camera, my profile, or the, you know what, because you're not used to watching, you know, sets and lights and catching the light and so many other things. But you learn. The amount of time we spent on that set was a lot, because daily soaps are demanding, you know, because you're in front of, and you're on the screens every single day. There's so much work to cover. But I truly think I was able to do it, because yes, on one hand, even at that age, I had this sort of, I always had a focus towards the job, and I knew that I want to do good in what I'm doing. So of course I missed, you know, my high school friends and spending time with them and all of that. But I was where I was. Like mentally, I was on that set, and I was not. I didn't waver. With Ram, I observed him so much doing what he did, and Ram had these little methods and ways of, you know, approaching scenes and the whole character in general. It was like a whole, you know, like a lifetime of learning that I got within that frame of time. And I don't think I would have ever been able to learn that. The amount you can learn just through watching will not come, you know, otherwise. And that happened, and it was amazing. I had another very supportive co-actor, Ashwini Kalsekar, and so many other amazing people on that set. But the way Ram and Ashwini, you know, really kind of pumped me up through it. And I think through observing is what I learned a lot. With Farhan, where do I start? I mean, that man is a genius, you know, whether it's acting, writing, directing, all of it. I think working with him was, of course, a dream. But at the same time, I think you kind of, what I liked most about working with Farhan was, you know, his take on all these human interpersonal relationships. Because in his movies, you always see that. And I saw him carry, you know, this great friendship with people, even on set. Like it was a great, it was very systematic. It was, you know, again, different, because approach to work was like more organized, more systematic, all of that. But yet, you know, he kind of teaches you how to have fun while doing everything and along the process, you know, like in Rock On, when they were jamming on songs, it wouldn't end where you say cut. They are still going to continue jamming on that music and on those songs and all of it. And I still remember for Rock On, you know, they did not show me what actually that world was like, because in the movie I'm not supposed to know what their earlier world was and is supposed to be like. So when I first held that photograph, for a minute, I was really surprised. I thought this could very well be a mock photo. You know, they've just given you something to hold, because you're on the camera, you're looking at a picture. But that's how raw, fresh, new it was to me, because they said that they thought that, you know, it's best that we kind of don't show her this world, so that she's genuinely, you know, surprised by it and doesn't know what all of that, what that life even was. So that scene where we're talking about, about his life, it was all like, you never told me about anything. It is true. And then all these other co-stars, I think it's been great working with them. And I hope that I was able to kind of add value to, those films and projects and their work and everything. Now with Naga Chaitanya in Telugu, I couldn't have asked for a better debut. For some reason, all these years, I think I was a little apprehensive because of the language. I've never worked in Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam, none of those. Even Hindi, even Marathi or Gujarati, I've still not, worked in. So I don't know why. Like for some reason, I think I haven't delved into those. But when this one came by, I mean, as I always do, I was like, my director Vikram, I was like, maybe this is not the right time. But he was so persistent. He was very sure that I only want Prachi for this role, and he wouldn't give up. So then we had these amazing conversations, and about the role, and I read the script, and that's it. He said that Naga Chaitanya and I are very clear. We want you for this part. And I thought it was exciting in many senses. It was first Telugu project, first web series ever. And yeah, now you're thinking I'm just spoiled, working with all these amazing people. But I'm so grateful that it is the way that it is, because he has also been such an amazing, patient and collaborative co-actor. He would, for example, sometimes give me his cue in English when of course it was, my side of the shot. And I thought that was really nice. I did, when you don't have to ask for those things, but someone is as, sensitive about that, I think that speaks volumes about the kind of person that he is. And the first day, actually, he made me so comfortable about everything, because I was really nervous. I was like, my Telugu, right now if I'm mouthing my dialogue and, like I could be talking in Hindi to you, but if I pronounce a few words wrong, it might just distract you in your scene, but it wouldn't. He would just absolutely focus and continue doing the scene that he has to, or he would, with or without somebody saying it correctly or not in front of him. And that's great. That's just how prepared he was. And I love the idea of that a whole set is prepared, that one person doesn't know the language, but we will
taking that into account.
We will make them comfortable, and we don't mind. You make your mistakes. That's okay, because I mean, it's completely fine as long as they're getting what you're doing right in the scene. So that I thought was very nice. And he has the best cloud kitchen in Hyderabad. Oh my God, that food is
Aur kya chahiye?
Amazing. So next time you're there,
I am gonna go to him. Anyway, I have not gotten his interview. I'm anyway very irritated about that. We're gonna do that.
Let's give him a call, guys.
We'll give him a call.
What is this?
Yeah, but I have to say, you said na ki you are spoiled. I think that's the way to be spoiled.
That's the way.
That's the
way to be spoiled.
Exactly. And as we discussed earlier also, na ki you were one of the first people who made that successful transition from the small to the big screen. Somewhere it made comparatively easier for the people who followed suit, because they understood that it is possible. And even when we take the examples of Shah Rukh Khan or Vidya Balan, like they have also done it, but they did not come from daily soaps. They did weekly shows, or their shows were also different. You came from a different school of acting altogether. Do you acknowledge that kind of, you were somewhere the pioneer of it, and you are actually someone who started a revolution, for a lack of a better word. You started a revolution in some way.
I love you for saying that. That's really nice. Sometimes you're right, you forget to give yourself enough credit for certain things. And I think it was only after many years that I was able to, really, I think, reel in that factor and be proud of it myself. I think today I definitely have a sense of, this fulfillment in that sense, that that was the right thing, and it happened in such a great manner, and it also paved the way, because I mean, yes, before me I did not see that many, and which is why I also did not know what to expect. What I did see was that apprehension that okay, somebody is coming from television, but let's wait and watch, or let's see, you know, how this works out. But after my debut in Rock On, I saw so many amazing debuts, you know, be it Ayushmann and Yami,
Yeah.
be it Sushant, be it so many amazing people.
Yeah.
And today, I mean, people have forgotten that there is any barrier of sorts. So, yes, now I think I should definitely take some credit for it.
Exactly.
It does feel good.
You should.
But you know, I would also love to give so much of this credit to Abhishek Kapoor. If Gattu did not have that vision at the time, and of course Farhan and Ritesh to support him because they were the makers of that movie, I think without Abhishek Kapoor's Gattu's vision, this really wouldn't have happened. And not once. He, you know, went and launched so many people in Kaipoche again. So I would give the credit to Gattu.
Yeah. But earlier when you moved to films, did it used to intimidate you, the presence of people, or maybe the stature of people around you? Because you were just a teenager. You were entering in your first film, and although it worked really well and you got a lot of love and appreciation, there was a lot to be explored after that as well. Because you were just starting and you were not from the film industry. Did a little intimidation used to happen at the time?
You know, maybe I'd choose a different word. I'd say I was definitely fangirling over a lot of them. So that for sure was there, which is I think really sweet. You know, like the whole experience kind of, it's just it becomes a little more lighthearted, and yet you're nervous, and yet you're, you know, a little like tingly. But as far as intimidating goes, I think I was mostly unaffected, and I was also always like trying to focus on, okay, what do I have to do? A few times, yes, I was sure slightly intimidated. But then again, you know, like you said, I've been blessed with working with such lovely people who at a human being level are so nice that it never, I think, got in the way. I think I forgot about that feeling, you know, after actually sharing screen space.
Yeah.
But with Manoj sir, with Manoj Bajpayee, I mean, come on, that living legend, you know, how do you not feel intimidated? But what do I say? Yeah, one of the best people ever.
Yeah. I feel fortunate. I've interviewed him twice, so I've got to know.
He's so fun,
I connect
right?
with you on the
He's so fun, yeah.
He's so fun. You would think that he would be a tad bit serious, but he's not.
Not.
He's such fun-loving person.
That is so true. And the kind of things he says, you take them back for life. They're so good. His outlook towards
he's
things.
a different level altogether.
Yeah.
But one thing that impresses about you is that you have always taken your decisions as per you, as and when you wanted to. Be it the duration of gaps between your projects, be it which projects are you choosing. Was it difficult to deal with the outside voices? Because we live in an industry where people say out of sight, out of mind, where people push you to be more out there, to be more visible. And that's why I said in my intro also, I love the way you lead your life, because you are not confined to the screen.
Yeah.
You have a life outside of it, and you like to keep it private as well. And you are not always out there. You come when your project comes. Has it become difficult to deal with it, or has it become easier with time to kind of deal with all the voices around you?
I'm not going to glorify it and say that, you know, this is amazing and everything. I mean, humanly, I guess it is difficult for sure. But then I think inherently this is me, you know. I like kind of staying a bit more private and guarding my personal life. And I think over time or over the years, it didn't change. You know, I mean, of course, when I started out, television world was different, and then there were movies. But I don't know, I just felt comfortable keeping it the way it was. And like, because it doesn't come to me naturally, you know, being out there all the time, in the sense that I mean, I just thought, oh my God, this is exhausting. Like, this is just too much effort. And I didn't want to just, you know, force myself into it, because what didn't come naturally, I just thought, you know what, maybe let's leave it at that. Let's make peace with it. And I'm still here. So, yay!
And I must say, you have always been the person like who has made it on her own. And we say this for a lot of people, and it's true for a lot of people, but you have actually been an example of that whatever you have done, it's have always been you. It's not influenced or not guided I'm sure it must have been, but not in a very outwardly sense of things. You have always done that. You have a very positive outlook towards things. Were there ever times where people, the way they treated you, that positive outlook ever suffered?
You know, even before this, you said that, you know, were there voices that were affecting you? It could be your own, it could be the outside voices. Of course, yes, you know, for sure. Because I think also the kind of work this is, you know, it's every Friday to Friday. Or for example, it's every, you know, after you complete a project, you've given it that many months of your life. There is so much that you're at every given point of time taking into consideration, right? And, you know, everyone's, I think, personal journeys and personal life, and you're viewing it from a different point of view. So yes, that definitely happens. It is very difficult to keep sticking to your choice. But I think over time, what I've learned is if that, say, in the next few months or in a year, if that is what gives you most peace, then just do it that way. And that's the best feeling. Like whenever I've felt a lot of pressure or about doing something and then, you know, I've maybe done it, I just don't feel good about it. You know, any kind of choice that we make in like work or life, so I learned that, you know, if this is not going to give you your peace, don't do it. And if, you know, if the way that you're doing things, if that actually in the larger scheme of things of life, if that is something that you're happy living with, then that rather be it. Like today, I think when I look back on the things that that I've done, I would always feel happy about them. I will feel good. You know, for example, I didn't make my, say, Telugu debut in all these years. But now that I did, I feel good about it. So I think that I kind of live by that policy.
And I think this we need to discuss in front of camera also. We discussed it before. How do you react to the memes that you see of Kasamh Se coming even today?
I love that people still remember the show. I absolutely love it. Well, and come on, all of us love memes, right? I love a good laugh. Sometimes these memes, no, they really get me through the day. You know, whatever they could be. And I think having that little sense of humor and being able to laugh at your own, you know, self or something like that, I think that's pretty incredible. So I have a great laugh around it, and I love that people still remember it. Please share them with me also.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Why am I not getting to see these?
You are, I think, not looking at the right places because they are everywhere at the best. But like Ram sir and Ekta ma'am were like your first mentors. When they got to know that you are actually gotten a film offer, what was their reaction? Were they supportive, and how did they kind of reacted to it?
Oh my God, you know, the sense of pride and the happiness I saw on their faces at the time, like almost like as if, oh my God, this is our little girl, and you know, now she's going to do this. I couldn't have asked for anything more or anything better, you know. And that also kind of instills a sense of confidence in you. You feel like you're doing the right thing, or that, you know, this is something that you'll be proud of later, and that just felt so great. I think they kind of I think it was quite selfless in a sense, because they did not think of their show and worry about, you know, oh, what are our present TRPs? We are doing so well. How can we just let her go? I don't think that was a thought at all. And I felt like that selflessness, you find that rarely, right? Someone being happy for you to move on while you're actually collaborating with them. So that was amazing on their part.
And you know, you were part of the TV at the time when people now say was one of the most regressive content kind of comes. When you listen to those comments today, in retrospect, what do you make out of it? Because you were a part of that kind of content.
You know, I'd say that growing up, I watched some beautiful shows on television. They really shaped a lot of, I think, I wouldn't say lives, but a lot of, I think, women's outlook towards life, because we've, you know, our mums have been watching shows like Saas and, you know, those kind of beautiful shows, and it's amazing. So I think that reducing it down to something may not be right. But yes, it feels rather unfortunate that, television went down a route where there was content which was, or which still is, very regressive, or just doesn't serve a purpose, in today's times. I don't think that it kind of helps elevate anyone's life in a sense. Entertainment, okay, that I guess a lot of people choose what is entertaining to them. So that's different. But I think the kind of, I'd say, life value, life lessons that we got, that I miss in TV content for sure. For the show that I was a part of, I still feel so incredibly fortunate that it was a time when, all of us are still remembered for it. Like, I think that happened for a couple of years where, people who were on shows at the time, they are all still remembered. So that's priceless. And I think my show was a little different also. It was a younger girl, older man love story.
That was also a very forward thing to do at that time.
It was. We did not have kitchen politics kind of going on the show. Of course, we had an amazing antagonist, Ashwini Kalsekar, who was doing everything she could to make everything wrong. But I mean, it had to be a story about a family and about about a little world of theirs. And I still feel like, we were a little different for sure.
Yeah. And lastly, let me just say, call it a coincidence. Yesterday, I met Purab.
Oh my God.
I had interviewed him yesterday. I asked him, and I'm going to ask you, is Rock on 3 on the cards? What is happening? Because we want it, you want it, we all want it. What is happening?
Oh my God.
Are you guys planning it?
See, you should root for a girl band now, I think.
Yeah.
Just kidding, I think it's, oh my God, whenever we all get to reunite, it's the most amazing thing ever. And I have such fond memories with Purab, with Farhan, Gatu, everybody. So that's like the one team that one would never say no to going back to. I think it's just, that's us.
You need to push Farhan then. You need to push Farhan and Abhishek to make it.
Another film.
Yeah.
Guys,
this has to happen. This has to happen. This has to happen. And also
okay, you know what? Let's just say that whoever has not yet watched Rock On, they should go watch it now. Now's the time. Yeah,
it's been 15 years. Now it's time to watch Rock On 2, and then manifest Rock On 3, let's just say. But also, have you thought about maybe collaborating on the big screen with Ekta, man?
Well, we had Once Upon a Time in Mumbai, which was an amazing film to be a part of, again. And then there was Azhar, of course, again a fabulous experience. I'm sure when, they have something nice for me, I'm sure it'll happen. And why not? That experience
manifesting
is a really different thing.
A lot of manifestation happened. But Prachi, let me just say that this conversation can go longer and longer.
It can.
I can assure you that. But we have to respect the bartan jo andar khadak rahe. But thank you so much. I think this was all
Let's
came
go
out because of the
else.
wait. We will do that. The 1.5 year wait has come out like this. But thank you so much for this time. Thank you so much for this conversation. Hope you had a good time, because I had a great one.
Thank you.
And wishing you lots of love.
You've been so fun, really.
Thank you.
It was a great chat, and also it's amazing to talk with, have a conversation with people who watch so many of these things. It's really nice. It's different.
You need to have a diverse portfolio as an audience also, not just as an artist, I believe. But thank you so much.
Proud of you for that. Hi, this is Prachi Desai, and you're watching me on Bollywood Bubble.